Welcome, and thank you for choosing the Napoleon NZ6000 High Country. The purpose of this video is to illustrate some of the operating features of the High Country wood-burning fireplace. When starting a fire, begin by checking if any ash needs to be removed from the bottom of the firebox. A 1-inch layer should be left to permit airflow around the wood to feed the fire. Ashes removed from the fireplace should be stored in a non-combustible container with a lid for at least 24 hours before discarding. You may notice that the fireplace performs slightly differently from day to day. This is because the weather will always influence the operation of a wood-burning fireplace. The bypass damper can assist in days where lighting a fire is difficult by opening it before lighting the fire. This will help heat the chimney quicker. Now we are going to crumple up lots of newspaper to generate a large amount of heat very quickly. This is essential to heat up the chimney and establish draft so the products of combustion can be drawn away, and fresh air to feed the combustion process can be pulled in behind it. Next, we will add a generous amount of kindling to help warm up the fireplace and chimney system. For newly installed fireplaces, this first stage of building a fire should be repeated a minimum of 3 times while permitting the system to cool down in between fires. This allows the bricks in the firebox to properly cure. Failure to follow this process can damage or break the brick panels. Ensure that the air supply is wide open by moving the air control knob to the right. Light the fire in multiple locations and close the door so that about a 1-inch gap is left for air to be drawn in. This will also help establish chimney draft. With our first fire established and beginning to heat up the system, we want to follow it with a secondary fire using larger pieces of wood, roughly 2 inches by 2 inches in size. With these pieces nearly consumed by the fire, you can now close the bypass damper if you want more heat from the fireplace, or leave it open if you want less. Once these pieces are burning, we can load up the firebox with larger 4 by 4 inch logs. When they begin to burn, we can close the door completely. This fire will take some time to burn the wood, but once it has been burned up, your system should be at the optimum operating temperature. During the next reload, you can load it up with large full log pieces, which will provide you with longer burn times. Always make sure to open up the air control until the firewood has caught fire and then restrict it as required. Every wood-burning fireplace is designed to operate best when it is heated up. The NZ6000 High Country is no different. Being bigger than most fireplaces, it needs bigger fires to accomplish this. When fireplaces are burned with cooler fires, you will have weaker chimney draft and incomplete combustion will occur. This can produce creosote, which will deposit in the fireplace and chimney system. A fireplace burning a hot fire will have clean bricks and glass. As the fire burns out, the system cools and creosote begins to deposit on the bricks and glass. Don't worry though. The next time you burn a hot fire, most of this will be burned off. Between fires, you can clean the glass manually using some wadded newspaper to wipe off loose soot from the glass. You can then clean any additional buildup weekly with an approved glass cleaner. Here's a tip. Weather conditions will always affect the performance of any wood-burning fireplace or stove, including the NZ6000. On high-pressure days, where the air pressure at ground level is much greater than the pressure at the top of the chimney, the fireplace will vent more easily. The greater the difference between the 2 pressure zones, the better for establishing vent action. The taller the chimney, the greater the pressure difference. Low pressure days, when the air is heavy with rain or humidity, and there tends to be little to no wind, are the least ideal days for building a fire. This is because the pressure at the fireplace, normally around ground level, is close to that at the top of the chimney. On these days, you will find it more difficult to establish a good draft and may need to use more paper and kindling to heat up the system than on a high-pressure day. You may also need to give more air to the fire on these days. Don't forget to have your chimney checked regularly for cleaning. A well-maintained fireplace will provide you with years of pleasure and warmth. This concludes our overview of the NZ6000 High Country. Thank you for watching.